Understandable.
That
Let's see.
that might
Firing up
help.
the stream. Yeah, it'll all get you, but gotta have a little fun occasionally too.
Did I tell you I'm going to Gen Con in 2 weeks?
I think you may have at some point, but I forgot about that. That's cool. Where is it?
It's in Indy. It's gonna be
Okay.
at the convention center as well as Lucas Oil, which is the Colt Stadium.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds awesome. And
Oh, I
what?
can't
That's
wait.
just like. What all is that? Is that like comic people or magic people or like? What is Gen?
Everything.
Everything.
I-
Okay.
Let me. I have a hard time explaining to people because like I've never been. I just always heard great things about it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look it up real quick.
I guess I could look too.
I just type in like Google Gen Con 2025.
Oh, Tabletop Gaming Convention, North America. That's what it says. Held annually. Tens of thousands of attendees from around the world. So yeah, they have that, but I would imagine, you know, over time, there's probably more stuff too. Okay, yeah.
I didn't realize. So Friday, or 4-day, and Friday and Saturday badges are sold out.
Dang.
I already bought my badge, so we
Nice.
get it.
How much are they?
So if you get a badge, it was like it came out to be like 140 for 4 days.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 155.
Okay.
But Thursday, if you go Thursday, it's 78. Friday, 78. Saturday, 95. Sunday, 39.
Okay, so it's like half price if you just go every day.
Oh god, yeah, it cuts the prices. You save so much money if you just get the 4-day pass. Even if you just go Friday and Saturday, you pay for a 4-day badge.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's not bad. 4 days of entertainment, you know, for like, you know, $40 a day or something. That's pretty good. Especially because, you know, that'll get you nosebleed tickets maybe at a concert these days or a sporting event, maybe like a super low profile one, you know, versus this. You get to go to the biggest thing, you know, for 4 days. So yeah, it says it has RPGs, card games, board games, miniatures, and there's costume contests, auctions, concerts, film festivals. Yeah, man, it seems pretty big.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, let's fire it up and diff and miff some kids here.
Time to do a little diffy in the miffy.
That's right. See if there's anything new going on here meta-wise. Lulu's highest pick band right now. Support, which is interesting. Oh, let me know, who was it? Austin donated for the Thresh game a couple of days ago. I haven't seen anything from him, email or, let me check my, my second monitor here. Let me see if there's if he's written any comments. Okay. sorry, an OG member, Sam. Sam's out there. Just left a message on the last stream. And was just saying sorry he hadn't been around as much. He had to cancel his membership for a while, but then he decided to put the membership back on. So he got back in a good place. So thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. We don't have a ton of members left these days, but I know it's kind of, the economy's crazy out there, so I definitely can't blame anybody. But it's always great. Helps out a little bit. That's right. Helps me try to justify to my wife why I stay up too late sometimes on the stream. Be like, look, honey, I'm making money. She's like, honey, that... But I'm like, look, it's something.
Oh, sorry, banned Mundo. Fuck. I'll spam Kali, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. And I'll get Gwen. But we do appreciate it. It does. Every little dollar definitely does help out.
In this day and age.
That's right. But yeah, that's cool. I can't remember if Sam just did League, because he commented on a League video, or if he also did Warhammer. But for anyone out there that cares about the Warhammer, I'm going to try to get back on track with that. I've just got to really, and I haven't done a good job of this, like crank up my fiction writing and reading. Because I think I would really like to try to apply to that in December. But I need to go ahead and start talking to a major professor that would probably be my committee chair. So he'd be a big deal. And I worked with him in the past, but, it's been, 20 years or so since I had a class with him. So now he was a young gun. I'm realizing that now. I didn't appreciate it then, but I'm like, looking at some of his fiction and seeing when he graduated and things like that. And I'm like, he was probably in his 30s then, when I was an undergrad. So he's probably, in his 50s now, upper 40s or 50s. So he might still remember who I am. But, I don't want to show up empty-handed. I was talking to him, so I'd like to have at least a draft of a short story and, have read his newest book and be able to talk about it. Fortunately, he's not a super prolific published author. He's not like Brandon Sanderson or something with like 50,000 page books or something crazy. He just got a handful, but I got to get on it and, at least read his stuff. That's one thing that I really didn't do when I applied to grad school, even to PhD, which I guess was a while ago at this point, but something that I really didn't appreciate. Like, I name-dropped people. Like, I want to work with this person and this person, but I didn't read their work, and I didn't mention anything about their work in my cover letter. And I feel like you 100% should do that. If you're an academic and somebody's published something, again, unless it's like an insane amount of publications where it's unreasonable for you to read everything, you need to probably read pretty much everything they did. Also, just so you kind of understand who you're working with. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of stuff do they like? What do they not like? What would be, like, an interesting conversation to have with them? Oh, why'd you take your character this direction? Or this was a really cool, like, random, event that you had in this book. How did you find out about that? How'd you do the research about that? Just stuff like that. So, I just got to take it to the next level. Because it is very competitive. And I don't know... I'm going to be a weird applicant. Because most people applying to this are going to be right out of undergrad, right? It's going to be like 22-year-olds. So it's like, okay, if you're like... I mean, they're just going to look at the quality of the fiction as the biggest thing. But also, it's got to be a question in my mind. Hey, are we going to take a flyer on this, 40-something dude who finished an MA, had an impressive undergrad, but didn't finish his PhD, and has been kind of out of the game for like 8 years. But he's been teaching, so, could have more life experiences, but he's also been out of academia, so is he going to have the discipline, to stay with it? So, it's definitely a question mark. I think if I have good enough fiction, I think I could fly. Creative writing is the kind of thing where I think it'd be a lot more accepting, like I've seen that historically, a lot more accepting of non-traditional students. because they're just going to have different perspectives and they care about that more so than are you attuned with academia as much. Have you read the latest, research on whatever your field is? So I'd like to get in touch with him and just kind of, talk about my situation and then tell him why I'm getting back into it and have him, read some stuff, give me some advice on things, some stuff to read, and just, really kind of reforge that connection with him and have him write me, hopefully, a good letter of recommendation to help sort of just clarify that question mark on me. And then my chair of my master's thesis, I'll probably have her write me a letter of rec. I haven't kept up with her. I got to meet her too. I see her sometimes in the hallways and we talk. She's more recent because I've talked with her as recently as, the last, 8 years or so. But that's better than 20 years. But anyways, hey, what's up, Jody? Just dropped in, new career path. Well, revisiting an old dream career path. So, basically, the short version is my department is downsizing and I'm getting cut from my big university that I go to. A bunch of people are getting cut, part-timers, which is what they classified me as. Even though I was teaching a 4-4 load, I wasn't considered full-time because you have to go through this very tough application process for that, and you have to have a terminal degree, aka usually a PhD. So I was cut from that. I did manage to pick up work at another local college that's like a 4-year, it's technically a liberal arts college, but it's a pretty conservative college. It's a Christian-based college. But which is cool, but they pay a lot less. And my main university did not really pay that much to begin with, which is surprising because the private school charges like 3 times the tuition of the public school, but they only pay like close to half what the public school does to the teachers. So I do have some work, but it's a massive pay cut. So I'm taking this time to just kind of reevaluate, and if you get an MFA, which is a Master of Fine Arts, I taught there for 8 years too, which sucks. I mean, I don't know. I could maybe get back in eventually, but a Master of Fine Arts, an MFA, is a 2-year degree that you can apply for after just undergraduate, and it counts as a terminal degree. It counts as the highest end degree. That's what they mean. What's the highest thing you can do in your field? Academically. As far as like formal education. And so it counts the same as a PhD. A PhD, by the way, you have to have a normal master's, an MA. And then it's an additional, if you really bust your ass, 5 years for a PhD. But realistically, for most people, it's like 6 or 7. She flashed, right? What the fuck? No, just keep running, man. You're gonna have to flash. Okay. Yeah.
Better than 1 for 0.
Yeah. I almost hit him too. I was out of range, so I wasn't sure if it was gonna kill him or not. So I can go back and try to get an MFA. There is a professor. So how it works, it's extremely competitive and difficult. So anyone that's thinking of going an academic, I think most of the people on my channel are probably a little bit older like me, so you guys probably already have your path. But academic is brutal. In the humanities and sciences, it might be a bit different, although I've heard, even with computer programming and physics and stuff like that, it can be tough. I remember growing up, when I went to this local card shop, there's a guy that managed the nearby Subway that had a PhD in theoretical physics. And that was back in the 90s. And the job market was way better back then. It was crazy. I was like, there's no way. Y'all are joking, right? They're like, no, seriously. He's got a PhD in it's like particle physics or theoretical physics. It was something crazy. Something really high end. So anyways, if I get the MFA, I would qualify to be able to apply for a full-time position. Even though I don't have a PhD. So that'd be the fastest way to maybe be able to get... and I really like fiction writing. My undergraduate... I didn't even see him coming up. But I actually did... my undergraduate was actually in fiction writing. I had a triple major: fiction writing, philosophy, and religious studies. So fiction writing was my initial love. I actually wrote a book in high school. It was like 300 pages. It was bad. But it was like a action sci-fi thing. I had a lot of fun doing it. I won the undergraduate creative writing award for fiction in like 2005. So like I did stuff with it. It's not like completely out of left field, but I don't know. I think part of it was I just wasn't good enough, just didn't have enough life experiences. But I think the biggest thing was I just didn't have the discipline. Like, it's really hard when there's no structure. It's just total chaos. Do whatever you want. Especially when you probably have undiagnosed ADHD like me. It can be challenging to just focus up and make it happen when there's not deadlines or structure. But since I've been teaching writing for so long and teaching students how to outline, how to think carefully about the audience, how to think about different perspectives, and all this stuff, I feel like I'm gonna be a lot better. I have a better idea of structure to kind of help me get the momentum. So you don't really have to write things top to bottom, left to right. That's what I always thought. You just sit down and write, and some people do that. But I think for me, it helps a lot just to, whenever I think about something, just write it down. Just keep everything like an outline. Oh, I just thought of this cool thing this character can do. Oh, I just thought of this interesting plot twist that could come out. I'm like writing about that plot. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I just thought we could do this with this character. Right? Just being able to jump around and just really kind of embrace the ADHD brain. Write it down. And then once I have the structure, then I can, flesh out the details of the story. But to answer your question about full-time stuff, no, it doesn't have anything to do with Trump. I don't think. At least not like directly. I know he has cut a lot of funding for things, but it's not related to that, I'm pretty sure. It might indirectly, but I don't think it's a direct connection. Basically, and I still don't know why or how they're doing this, but I think the biggest driver, because I know some colleges are kind of falling off a little bit with enrollment. Ours is record-breaking. It's massive. There's like so many students. There's 7,000 new students at the big university. And I think first of all, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, they kind of mean well wanting to get rid of part-timers in a certain sense, because they want there to be more full-time positions where people have more, it's more sustainable, where you're able to get 4 classes, you're able to get healthcare, they're able to virtually guarantee you're going to get classes and not get cut. So basically at that university, it's almost like a 2-tiered system, and they do have something kind of like a union. So there's tenure, what they call it, which is actual ranks of professor, and you have to apply to become an assistant professor first. It's extremely competitive. It's like 500 applicants, and if you haven't already published like 3 articles or something, don't even bother trying. Dude, it's warded, and this is gonna be tough, man.
He's low, and Sin's probably...
Yeah. I mean, it's warded. I'm losing XP to chase this. He just got the, But yeah, it's like, you know, it's a nationwide search. They take one person out of 500 people, and they can ask for whatever they want, and they'll find it. They'll say, we want somebody who can do 19th century British, and medieval, and teach some German classes and Spanish Renaissance classes on the side. And like, they'll find somebody that has that. Like, they just ask for the craziest stuff. So it's extremely competitive. So most people do not get that. Once you get that, if you do get that, you have 3 years, and you have to teach like at least 3 classes, serve on a bunch of committees, do a bunch of other professor stuff, and you have to publish a book within 3 years, or they're going to cut you, and you're out, basically. If you pass that 3-year review, then you become an associate professor, and that you're basically guaranteed. They're never going to cut you, and you make pretty good money, depending on where you live or whatever. You know, in the South, if you make associate professor, you're probably going to make like 70, 80K, something like that. And then, if you publish more books and do more great things for the next 5 to 10 years, you might make it to the mythic full-time professor. God damn it. I think I got CC'd so I couldn't flash. And if you do that, then you teach like one class, you make 100K plus, and you're sitting pretty, but it's extremely, extremely rare. So at most universities, the people that you interact with as an undergraduate, unless it's like senior classes, like your freshman, sophomore year, probably even a lot of junior year stuff, you're dealing with another class of teacher that is called, some places an adjunct, some places a lecturer, but it's someone that does not have the tenure. So they typically make a lot less money. That's like 70, 80% of the people that teach are going to be that. Now, my university is nice because they actually have a tiered system for the adjuncts, effectively. They call them lecturers. And you can apply for a full-time lectureship position, which is basically like tenure 2.0. It's going to be a national search. There's going to be hundreds of people that apply. Instead of 500, maybe it'll be 200. One person will get it. If you have publications and stuff, that's good. But they also care a little bit more about like your teaching and other stuff you've done, committees you served on, how you interview, stuff like that. But you can get that, and if you get that, then at my university it's relatively safe. You're probably going to have a job, and you start off, and they have similar ranks, assistant, associate, full, based on years of service. You don't have to publish, you just have to be there, get good teacher evaluation, serve on committees, you know, just be a good citizen at the university, and you'll probably get promoted. It's a really, really good deal. Most public schools just have adjuncts, no ranking, no job stability. The previous place where I was working on my PhD was like that, where they had no, it was either tenure or nothing. And yeah, most people can't make it, like you guys are saying, but there's such a flood of oh my god. How are we not, like, God, she's just losing everything constantly. But yeah, there's just so many people on the market that have humanities degrees that they can just, it's expendable. Like, you'll get a couple people that are still dreaming, still hoping they can get tenure somewhere, you know, and they'll try that for maybe, and they'll do this whole part-time thing for, you know, maybe 3 to 5 years, and after that, they're just like, you know, I don't want to die alone in my car at age 50 or something, so I got to go do something else. Like, I know very few people that made tenure, and most of them were rhetoric, which is a different kind of English. It does, like, writing center stuff, and just more almost administrative type stuff, rather than, you know, teaching literature or creative writing in a classroom. Not there's anything wrong with that. It's just they're getting hired for these non-classroom jobs that are, like, becoming more popular. Being, like, tutors or you know, running, again, like administrative type stuff.
Oh my god.
God, is she gonna...
The universe tends towards chaos. Helping it along.
Can anyone, like...
Coming. I'm coming.
Okay. Oh my god. She still almost made it away.
She's still gotta make it away. Oh no.
You touched her though, yeah. I didn't want to touch her if you were gonna touch her. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. No, it's bad. I mean, I won't disclose exact numbers, but it's almost always minimum wage, like equivalent or less than a minimum wage job. Now you're gonna work less hours. You're gonna work less hours probably, but for the part-time, if you're only getting two classes, you're probably making less than minimum wage. Now, the big university, it's close to minimum wage now. You'll get close to minimum wage if you're part-time. If it's full-time, it's actually getting decent. The big university is actually paying a decent amount now. And it's a little bit over what a high school teacher is. So they've actually raised their pay quite a bit. Can't. If he flashes, I can't get him. It used to be less than a high school teacher, even if you had 4 classes. But now it is a little bit more. So it's actually a pretty good gig if you can get full-time lecture where I am. But again, it's very competitive now. It's like the most overqualified, underpaid people like that you can possibly draw up, just about. Academics. But, I mean, it is, like, you get a lot of freedom with what you do, as long as, you know, you're getting good student evals, and you're being a good citizen, right? It's a pretty good gig if you know, really enjoy your job. I mean, I guess it's like, it's funny because it's considered more like a dreamer luxury type of job, like trying to be an actor or trying to be a professional musician. It's like more on par with that in terms of like the probability of success and how much you're likely to make versus how much like you could dream to make. Of course, there's no top end. Like, you're not going to be a, you know, Taylor Swift or something teaching at a university. But, you know, you could dream one day if you were top end tenure to make 6 figures. But again, that's going to be like 5 people, you know, whatever, 5% or something in a department who make it to those levels. But I'd be happy if I just made high school money. I would love it. The thing with high school is there's a lot of like, shit, that's probably going too far. I'm just dead, yeah. Thought about flashing, that's not gonna work. Hey, his eye is not even here. That's tough. Yeah, they're so low. Dude, you're not.
Trying to ping to win.
Yeah, I think they're just too low to follow up. Like, the Varus was still full HP. They could have maybe, if they could have traded themselves for the Malzahar maybe, but Zaya's getting shut down. It's not worth it, dude. I mean, I guess if he got the bounty, that's worth 1,000 gold. I don't know. Maybe it is worth it to risk it for 1,000, but... Exactly. It's for what you love doing, but dude, there's so many people I've seen. I don't follow that many people. I'm not very active on socials, but some of the people over the years that have like friended me on Facebook that were former colleagues. Yeah, one person was like, finally found a use for my PhD or whatever, and he like hung it on a forklift in a warehouse. That's what he's doing now. He's someone else is doing like farming, organic farming in California. Another girl is like a manager at Lowe's, I think. Someone else writes, I mean, she has some kind of writing. She writes like technical specs and manuals and stuff like that at a scientific place nearby. This kind of tech writing and like editorial stuff. Some people go and they teach high school. Several do that. Try to teach at like a private high school or something. Oh my god.
Come to here.
Yeah, I'm good. Man. Oh, I actually thought that was the real one. Maybe they'll fake him out. Oh, the shooting gallery. Oh, God. Damn. Zen broke out. Oh. No tower top. Sorry, I'm trying to catch everything else. Yeah, no, the stuff that he froze is probably gonna, the Trump thing, I think, a lot of that stuff. Now, a lot of that's in very specific places. Harvard. There might have been one other one. That's like, now, I think my university did kind of get in trouble because they had some demonstrations in favor of Palestine or something, but it wasn't like nearly to the level of these other places. So I don't think it had funding cuts with that. Now, a bunch of students, I believe, are going to get screwed on financial aid, like Pell Grants and stuff. That's a separate deal, though, I think. That doesn't have to do with me. So the biggest reason they're cutting me, despite, I don't think I ever said that, despite there being, you might have to go cover base. How close is this? Yeah, you're gonna have to go cover base. We flank them?
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god. Crashed into a tier 2. God, I was silenced for so long. So the biggest thing is the university wants them to cut the part-time positions and offer more full-time positions because it gives more guaranteed, work and benefits, and it just looks better on their ranking system. If they say, hey, we did a national search for this, we only have people with terminal degrees, which you don't need a PhD to teach, like, freshman English. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, a master's is perfectly fine. you really only need specialized PhD knowledge when you're like dealing with grad students, maybe really ambitious upper level undergrads like seniors. But again, it makes your university look better, and you're going to have higher ranking if you have people with higher amounts of education. It's just like there's a lot of jobs where people are just really overqualified. Like, you know, you don't technically need an undergraduate for a lot of things, but it looks nice if the company employs that. And it does say something about your character if you're able to get, you know, an undergraduate. Hey, you can show up, you can commit to something, you can finish it. What do you say? Oh. So it does say something, but it's like you can think critically, you can research, right, if you have a PhD. So, I mean, it's like, I get it, why they would want to do that. And from there, you know, and there's so many people that want those jobs, they can do whatever they want. Just loyalty doesn't really mean anything, you know? But that's just kind of how it is with anything. It's like, I've been there 8 years, doesn't matter. Oh my god, dude, they're just everywhere. But at the same time, it's like, I get it. I mean, loyalty only really matters, like, for a lot of people if someone's irreplaceable, you know? These days, but it is what it is. I mean, it is my, I mean, it's my fault for not finishing the PhD and being eligible for it. I was mistaken, you know? I thought loyalty was a thing. But, so again, it's like, it's my fault, but I was just making assumptions that I probably shouldn't have made. So basically, big reasons. Oh, nice. Can we get Baron? Or do we? Yeah, we can get Baron, I think. Yeah, we need to go. Or something. Alright, just drag then, I guess. Or, okay, he's coming. Malzahar and Zen are going to be here.
Do I need a TP there?
I think they're just going to go for drag. No. Well. No, I think you'll get here in time. Holy shit, cannot move.
Shut down.
Oh god, this Varus, or something, is just like clearing everybody. I think it's a Varus.
Varus did a ton of damage right there, just the positioning.
Yeah, everybody's grouped up. So yeah, that, because during the pandemic, they gave me so during the pandemic, they gave out 4 classes to everybody, and they never said that's going to be temporary. We're going to revoke that in a couple of years. So you know, I'd been working on this PhD, and I've been kind of like stalling on it. There's a lot of stuff going on at the other university. It's going to make it hard, a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. And I knew we were going to stay here because my wife has a really good job. If we all go bottom, they're going to Baron. Maybe Shaco can steal it.
An enemy has been slain.
They don't take it very fast with Varus.
I can TP.
Okay, yeah, TP over here. Well, yeah. Yeah, just try to keep them busy. Nice. Got him, coach. Meanwhile, Jack's bottom.
Alright.
Am I good to you?
Okay, I'm just gonna bat. So I just got complacent. I was like, well, they're giving me 4 classes. We're never gonna move. We want to be here with friends and family, and my wife's got a really good job. They're already giving me 4 classes. That's what I would get as a full-timer anyways. You know, I don't have the, actually, I think they even were giving me health insurance at the time. And they used to let people with masters
This place will look different when we're in
be full-time.
more dark matter? Dark matter everywhere.
Like, back in 2016 or something. Wasn't even that long ago. And so I was like, okay, just because of pandemic, because we're sticking around, we're helping them out, they're just going to kind of like grandfather us in and give us 4 classes, and that's it. And then, you know, this last year, they're like, oh, by the way, that whole full-time thing, that wasn't intended to be permanent. And the university told us we have to cut that back because it wasn't a national search, and some of you guys don't have terminal degrees, so we're going to have to pull that back, and we're only going to give you 2 classes. And then I was like, well, that sucks, but I guess at least I have 2 classes. Maybe I can pick up 2 more from another nearby college. And then at the last minute this year, they're like, oh, by the way, by 2 classes, we meant no classes.
There was a tower there.
Yeah, I should be able to get out. So that's kind of where we are now. So I was kind of, I guess, just assumed if I just kept doing a good job teaching that they were going to let me keep the 4 classes, or at least let me keep 2. That was a bad assumption. It was not explicit. So it's like, again, I see their perspective. They can get, you know, higher educated people, and it helps their ranking, and that ultimately helps university. And I'm just a peon, I'm just a cog in the wheel, so it's a little disappointing, but it is what it is. I would still like to get back there if I can. So trying to do the fiction writing, I think, is probably my best bet. I could go back and try to do a PhD again. Honestly, I'd make just as much, maybe more, as a grad student than I did as a lecturer. I would at least be able to teach 2 more years as a grad student there. And it's just kind of fun anyways. Like, I just didn't, you know, having to take the classes again is no problem. I really enjoyed the classes. Just like a reading group of smart, cool people, usually.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, we just gotta back it up. They're gonna get soul.
We're gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation time, Con.
No, back up. They're all gonna be here. I don't have wards. Okay, well, they threw even harder.
Yeah. Where you go? Someone behind you?
Yeah, there's 2 people in here. Or they were here. We just need to get this. Okay, yeah, let's just go get that.
What a game. Dude, I have like no CS. I've literally been fighting this. The worst CS I've ever had.
Hey, a win's a win, though, if we can get it. So, yeah, it's just changing, you know, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, if it's a path that lets me do the creative writing, which I like literature too, but I always like creative writing. If it gets me back in that world, and helps me get to full-time, where I could actually teach some creative writing classes or some literature classes. That would be great. I don't mind teaching freshman comp, but, you know, it'd be nice to have a little change of pace. Another alternative is, at the smaller university, it pays a lot less to the adjuncts, but their full-time faculty are, like, most of them are very old. Like, 60, maybe even 70 plus. So a lot of them are probably going to retire pretty soon. They don't require a full-time degree to teach there. So maybe they would want to be more loyal. I don't know. Like if I taught there for a few years and did a good job, maybe I would have, you know, some level of priority over just random strangers from wherever, middle of nowhere, Idaho, that apply, but because they're not necessarily like a hyper academic university. Know what I mean? They try to teach people good stuff, but they're not what they call an R1. So they don't offer PhDs. Aatrox is flanking. Okay, we just went off that, maybe? It's Aatrox and Varus. I don't know if we can full win it. I guess we're gonna try. I mean, I guess we got 15 seconds on Rel. Oh, nice. All right. Woo! Nice. So I've got a couple of avenues to try to, you know, come back, but it's definitely been a bit of a shakeup. But again, could be a blessing in disguise if it gets me back into reading and got a theoretical job. That's right. Sorry, I'm catching up on the theoretical physics. So yes, there is a union that tries stuff, but, you know, the solution for the lecturers, the tenure is its own thing, but the lecturers union, stuff like that, they want the full-time stuff. They want more people to be full-time. So that's a good thing in the long run. It just sucks for the people that are currently part-time. That's really the only people that it sort of sucks for. And I mean, honestly, if I would have, well, I mean, I did know that, sort of, but if I didn't feel like the rules were getting changed, if I had that fire under my ass, like, yo, if they told me, hey, you are getting fired straight up if you do not finish this PhD by this date, I would have finished it. But I was already kind of waffling, and then they, you know, I got more of those classes without an explanation that they're going to cut it back. It just lasted for a few years, and I was like, well, shit. And so the time lapsed on my PhD. You got like 10 years to finish it. And I started it in 2012, so it was just a combination of things. Naivety on my part, mostly. But either way, it is what it is. We are where we are right now. I could also pick up a couple of, like, if I just do part-time at this other place, I could try to just work at a bar for like a few nights a week. There's a local bar. It's pretty cool. It's like a barcade, like a bunch of nerd themed stuff. And we go there quite a bit, like once a week. And it's pretty chill. I talked with a server who was new there. We had her again tonight, but because we took one of my friends who is in from California out there. So I don't know exactly how much they make. Next time we're in, I'll see if I can ask her, like, how much people make there. But I asked how many, it's always kind of a weird question, like, yo, how much do you make? But if someone's, like, thinking of working there, you know, It doesn't have to be how much do you personally make, how much does like the average person here make, or whatever. But I asked her how many tables they got, and she said they got 4 to 6. So, just doing my math on that, if it's like, you know, even just a 2-top table, like the food is about $10 for the food, the cocktails are like $10. I guess beers are probably less. But if like an average table, beers are probably like $4 or $5. If an average table's like, you know, $40, and you have 4 of them, and you get tipped, you know, $8 on each one, that'd be $32 a turn. And that's just assuming all 2 tops that are just basically buying 1 thing of food and $10 worth of drinks. So if you have more, that's even better. But even just $8 a table, 3 turns of that, I guess you'd need 4 turns of that. No, wait, if you have 4 tables, yeah, $8 a table, that's $32 a turn. And over the course of 4 or 5 hours, you have 3 turns, which is people getting up and then sitting back down. If you have 3 turns, that's $96, about $100. I mean, that sounds really good to me. Back in the day, you know, now that was years ago when I worked in a restaurant, but like $50.
Shit, my bad.
It's all good.
I was not paying attention.
$50 on most nights was good, and then the weekend, $100. Now, I didn't make that much back in the day. But, anyways, if I could just get that, though, then I think I could get to minimum wage. When I combine teaching with working at a bar. Have I played the new Cold Cam Kiss game yet? No. That'd be funny. Imagine reading, yeah. I have been imagining reading for a long time. I need to actually be reading. I think it's just good. It's just good mentally. I mean, everybody knows that. But I'm guilty of it too. I would just waste so much time watching stupid crap on YouTube, or mostly that. But just doing other stuff. I mean, a lot of the times, I'm like, I don't even care what I'm watching. Why am I watching this? It just got me to click on it. It's like, I'm not even really having that much fun doing this. I'm just like wasting time. You know, if you're playing a game you enjoy, it's like you're spending time, you know, doing something that you enjoy. But if it's something that you don't even like and you're spending a lot of time on it, if it's optional, obviously work, people got to work, but just in your free time doing something that you don't really like, that, you know, again, is optional, aside from doing the lawn or doing the dishes or whatever, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So, you know, I could easily spend that time reading, and it just kind of nickel and dimes your time and your attention. I've noticed, like, it doesn't feel like I watch that much YouTube, but if I went by and like actually, you know, stopwatch it every day, it'd probably be 2 or 3 hours of just wasted time that I could be reading or even doing stuff for the channel, playing Warhammer, you know, longer stream, whatever. So I just need to be a little bit more efficient with my time. Yeah, I saw the Coldplay thing. That just seems really dumb. Like, you're a high profile, relatively high profile. I mean, a lot of people don't.
This shit was so funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Like, what?
You're a high pro. You know what the thing is? If they just acted natural, I'll guarantee you, it wouldn't. No one would even notice, probably, unless the dude's wife was watching, or her husband, or whatever. I'll bet it never would have made the news. No one ever would have noticed if they didn't have that reaction. If they just waved at the camera or something.
Yeah. That was something else, like, dude. For a second, it was. I mean, it probably still is. It's everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the dude, the lead singer, called it out on stage, like, yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. Like, you shouldn't be having an affair if you're that high profile anyways, or just even if you're not, like, But, you know, that divorce is probably going to cost him, aside from just losing his wife, you know, he's probably going to lose millions and millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, he is. I think that.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It's just so fucking stupid.
It is.
If you're gonna do something like that, don't go out to a public venue. You know what I mean? Like Motel 6 or something, or like sunglasses and a fucking hat, or so, you know. I don't know. It's just dumb on so many levels. You just act normal if that happens, but it's just just don't go out and have an affair in public. Oh, he 100% lost his job. So yeah, I mean, he's losing potential income, but then his wife, unless he's got a prenup or whatever, his wife's probably gonna get half of it. I mean, I'm sure he's not gonna be hurting for money. He'll probably be fine, right? But it still is just so dumb. Yeah, that's true, Visigoth. I mean, League can be kind of hit or miss. Like, I do it. It is fun. But, you know, I don't know. I go back and forth about League. I mostly do it because it's just fun to come out and it's like social. Because I got the channel, I can talk to you guys. I'm hanging out with Jason. It's just something fun to do with the boys and the girls. You know, sometimes if Cosmos or Girl Fiery shows up or whatever. But yeah, it's just kind of something fun. But it's like, would I play it that much if I didn't have any social connection? If I wasn't playing with friends? If I wasn't like didn't have the channel or whatever? It's like probably not. I don't know, single player games, if it's like really grindy, it can feel kind of bad, but if it's got a good story and you're just like getting through the story and you're enjoying the experience, like I feel like that can be okay. Because League is not necessarily that fun if you're losing a lot, you know? So it's like you're not really guaranteed to have a good time for a lot of people. But, I don't know, I feel like when I'm reading, like, you can't really lose if I'm reading. I mean, I guess you can if the book ends up sucking or like has a terrible ending or something, but I don't know, it's just a different vibe. That's just the nature of competitive things, though, right? It's going to have higher highs if you're a competitive person and you're winning, but it's probably going to, you know, have lower lows when you're losing than just doing something that's neutral, that's not competitive, where it's just, like, pretty much guaranteed you can finish a single-player game. Guaranteed you can finish a book. So sometimes that's just too boring, but other times it's just like more consistent, like mid-level satisfaction or whatever versus the highs and lows. AI memes. No, I haven't really been following it a ton. I forgot where I even heard about it. I think I saw a meme about it mentioning something else, and I was like, what is that? And I went and like looked it up. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's just dumb. It's like, if you want to be with this other person, just divorce your person, or at least just tell them about it. And say, yo, I'm not happy here. I met this other person. I want to see this other person, or whatever. And just, you know, see what's up. I mean, some people will be like, all right, and they just do like, you know, open marriage kind of thing. Other people, you just get a divorce and just go with the other person. But yeah, the whole sneaking around deceptive thing is just, I don't know. For me, it wouldn't even be necessarily about like the sex or the physicality of it. It's just like the disrespect, you know? Just like the sneakiness of it. But, you know, different people have different things. I mean, some people, you know, they know their husband or wife is running around with somebody else and they just don't want to know about it. Like, oh. I think, was that R. Kelly who had that song? Like, I don't want to know. If you're cheating, keep it on the low. Something like that. My heart can't take it anymore. I know people enjoy being sneaky. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. Just for me personally, the biggest problem I would think would be the perceived disrespect, but everybody's different, you know. I just think that just try to be, you know, open and honest about stuff, but you know, I don't know their situation. You know, maybe his wife had cheated on him a lot, or vice versa. Maybe the HR lady's husband had cheated on her, or disrespected them in some major way, right? Not to say it necessarily condones cheating, but maybe there was some other stuff going on. You know, it's easy to judge right away. Obviously, he looks pretty douchey, pretty dastardly, but and probably is. But there's always the outside chance that there could be something somewhat sympathetic about it. I'm gonna have to flash, I think. I don't know why Mori jumped in there. We were already, like, down, you know? Oh, yeah. I know. Some people just like doing it. Or they just think they'll get away with it or whatever. Pro tip, though. Not in a massive public place. If you enjoy being sneaky, being at a large public event is not sneaky. But that's just, I don't know, man. I mean, you never know about, like, I think Bill had some sneaky stuff going on. Of course, I don't know for sure. Bill Gates. He and his wife separated, and then, I don't know how above board the whole Jeff Bezos thing was or not. I don't know. I just try not to keep up with all the celebrity gossip and stuff, but money is great, but it doesn't solve all discontent. Wait, do I? Fuck. I really don't want to have to get mercs, but
destroy everything they own and then laugh in their faces.
no. Please don't feed her anymore. Okay.
Oh my god.
Rich celebrities on their 10th divorce, yep.
Safety.
So, I mean, I don't necessarily believe the Jay-Z, mo money, mo problems, because I do think money, not having money creates a lot of problems for a lot of people. But it's just saying, you know, I think money doesn't fix everything. It's a more moderate. Of course, that doesn't make as catchy of a rhyme or flashy of a statement, but whoa. Damn, sucks I got it, but damn, this Triss is going fucking hard. Okay. I thought that was an int, but I had to wait till the Morgana shield fell off. I kind of timed it, like, at the exact moment it fell off. No. We can't, dude. She's gonna be here. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna risk it, I guess. I could get him at Kale's. Maybe. Exactly. Money is time. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't realize. Yeah, you can spend more time with family and friends, and yeah, but it doesn't fix everything. Or pursuing other things that you want to do, artistic pursuits or just stuff you care about. Those are annoying chompers. Dude, we're trying. Just chill. We literally just got back to lane. And Trist is really far behind on items, too. I have to mute him. It's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know Trist's timer. You're not looking at the lane situation.
Guys, you're just kidding yourselves.
Lee is like level 5. I mean, hopefully he levels up, but if Zed rotates over there, or like we're pushed in right now, if our lane rotated over there and kills him and steals it, that would just be catastrophic. He did get it, fortunately, but Dragon is a huge bait early. Oh, they didn't back. Okay, good. We're actually up on items now. Oh god.
An ally has been slain.
That's an interesting place to die.
Dancing between the roots. But it is less complicated.
Nah. Yeah, let's just back it up.
World's gonna burn.
You push up, well, you pressure him. Mordekaiser is going to try to rotate over there. Probably going to die.
When Zaya and I were abandoned on a desolate planet, I realized something. I don't like being alone. Oh, and spiky space squids are the worst.
You got all 3 of them, right? Yeah, okay.
I only believe in myself. Ooh,
Just hang on, Triss. Don't die, buddy.
I dance to the beat. Beat called darkness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate enough. It sucks I lose all that money. But my wife has pretty good money. And, you know, we're pretty good at managing our costs. And we made some
Except for my hair.
decent investments over time, so... Yeah, a lot of adjuncts, like I said, they just...
Has been slain.
Damn, that was crazy.
Being bad feels so good.
She has barrier! Was it off cooldown?
Call for the Lord of Darkness, Prince Abel, the Emperor.
I mean, she may have dodged it. I may have created that splash explosion on her. Which would not have been good, but... Man, jumping right into Morg, bind, and ult just seems like a disaster.
My cloak is woven from the whispers of star fields, the secrets of the galaxies.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a questionable drag, but we didn't get punished for it
Ooh,
earlier.
And it swishes. Swish, swish.
More just, you know, doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, he just sees, like, oh, the jungler ganked me top, so you can just automatically get something on the other side of the map. It's like, in a perfect world, yeah, but that's not what's going on here.
I choose fun.
Okay, Zed's over there. Lee's probably pretty good at his Zed, I would imagine, because he can shield somebody that Zed's ulting, too. Oh my god. He went the wrong way.
Used to be a square. Then
An enemy has been slain.
Oh. That hit him right in the face. That was pretty funny.
I probably shouldn't have put a controller there because I can't really control the tri-bush. But yeah, Triss doesn't need to go up that far. I don't know if she thought I was going to fight or what, but...
doing the right thing was boring. I'm way more fun now.
Could get blinded. I mean, should I have gotten Mikhail's? I don't know, maybe against Morg, but Locket is just so good.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do like Demolish a lot more.
Way more fun.
I mean, this, obviously, we're pushing him in, but... Okay.
Whoa! Danger brings out my bad side. Just kidding. All my sides are equally breathtaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta have that perma-mute if you're in the jungle.
No. Yes, looking hot.
Okay. No, 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 run from Zed. Okay.
Rampage.
I am mad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm mad.
Did Zed die? Okay, he did,
Yeah.
Sweet.
We're just trying to take his jungle here. Yeah, he's got enough mana. He's gonna get away. It's fine though.
Might be able to get this tower.
Yeah.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Most good guys are just kidding themselves.
I'm just gonna get this proc. Alright.
I'll TP behind.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Riku,
There's a ward there. It's kind of deep though. I'm gonna put one in this tri-bush.
I rescued you. So
Yeah.
I want to go here.
Okay.
good.
I mean, I got one right here. Just wherever.
Oh. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm coming.
Let's get her. Oh, there is... Shit, I didn't realize there was a wave there. Yeah, Demolish definitely OP.
Shut
Gotten like 5 procs or something off this game.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness.
Kill this guy.
Sometimes we agents of darkness need a break.
Get that little clown. We'll think if we need the morgue thing. I still feel like Locket Redemption is just so good. It's hard not to get that.
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter? Dark matter everywhere. As far as the eye can see. Dancing between the rooms.
Zed's coming.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright. The tower to zone them off.
Dude, I flashed towards Q. Oh,
Hell yeah.
But it is less common.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
that's right. Sick.
That red buff's there too if you want it.
Yeah,
Looks like Triss not gonna get it.
Gonna burn.
Oh god! I should have stepped back to body block that. So there wasn't a risk of it. I wasn't even thinking about it. Damn, Triss is only 1 in 5. I mean, I know she kind of entered a couple of times, but I feel like she's been doing some damage.
How do the Star
He's definitely been
Guardians
doing
see
damage
anything?
these fights.
Their sparkles are so darn sparkly.
No. We don't want to do what we said. And I was hoping to bait him if Lee would come over here, but... Okay, got the ult.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice. We do Atacon?
Dance to the beat.
Tier 2 is probably safer. Yep, you don't have TP. Or almost. Can we do Atacon?
Turret.
Guess that's fine. Push him up. Need to get to tier 1. We doing that or are we doing this? Okay. That's like massively greedy, but hopefully they're sending people to go deal with you. Hope they're not just like 5 people walking up the lane, top lane right now. We got the rest of it warded, but some of them have to just be AFK spamming surrender, right? Okay, there's Jinx.
Shut down.
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
sent
definitely.
5. Alright. Get their whole top jungle, Atacon, tower. Okay. They could all be here. I'm being a little greedy. Okay, Zed's bottom at least.
Has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
God, is Triss gonna die? No, Triss kills her.
Enemy has been slain.
Okay, nice. Nice. Styling on the Zed.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain.
Oh, never mind, it's gone.
We're gonna go stare in the mirror. It's daily affirmation.
Drag up in 15.
Safety is boring, Riku. Let's start a fight. Darkness is the new hotness. Life is way more fun. Let feast on your friend. I do what I want. No starter nonsense.
Killing spree.
So nice. Any enchanter, like right there, I can just shield, you know, the person at the end of it, and I still get an assist.
I am bad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm bad.
He has destroyed a turret.
Huh.
Has been slain.
Got him. And my KP's actually not that good. Oh yeah. The 11-0 versus Morgana. Hard counter to Bracan.
Continues.
I mean, Morgana feels annoying, but then she just kind of falls apart. A lot of her stuff's single target. You can break her shield if you have enough magic damage. I don't know. Seems like she should be better than she is. It's just that her ultimate and her W just do nothing, basically. Especially her W. But all right, man. Well, GG's. I got to get up, take the kids in the morning. But that's balling. That's what I'm talking about. 2-0. That's right. So, all right, man. Well, if you're on tomorrow, try to keep train rolling.
Holler.
All right, man. See ya. Okay. Hey, what's up, Visigoth? Thanks, man. I appreciate everybody coming out. Thanks, Carlos, Visigoth, Butter, everybody else who made it out tonight. And, you know, I'll be okay. Like I said, life transitions. Sometimes it throws some curveballs at you. At least I'm in good health, got a good family. Knock on wood. All that nothing happens to, anybody in the family. But, life is good. That's just a little wrinkle. That's annoying. But, it could be, again, one of those situations where it's just kind of the kick in the ass that I needed to get back to something that I loved to do back in the day, which was writing anyways. So, this ultimately could be a good thing. But anyways, that's it. Thank y'all very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you bye.